Feel like a singer. Testing one, two. Hello and welcome back to Living Abroad. My name is Alex, and in today's video, we're going to talk about how life is for me as a Canadian living here in the Philippines. Now, before we get started, if there's anybody watching this, guys, please let me know in the comment section. Let me know if you can hear me and see me, and we'll just get right into it, talking about life in the Philippines for me as a Canadian or any foreigner, perhaps. So, I've been here for around 3 months now, and my experience has been honestly mainly positive. I can barely think of anything that I don't like about life here as a Canadian, and we'll get into all the details in a minute once I get confirmation. Stephen Day says, "Are we going to be less snippy this live stream? You let trolls get to you and take it out on other viewers. It only gives viewers a reason to unsubscribe." Just saying. Stephen, anyone? Yeah, for sure. I think last stream got a little bit negative at some point. I don't do these very often. I take every single comment to heart. Maybe not personally. I don't care. But you're right. I should watch out for trolls. Sometimes I miss some of the comments and it gets kind of carried away. But that's a good point, Stephen. I'll definitely keep that in mind. Let me know if you guys can see me and hear me, and we'll get started. Yusuf says, "Good morning to you from Nova Scotia." Hey, Nova Scotia. I love Nova Scotia. I was there a few years ago, and we bought some lobsters right from the fishermen. I was so surprised how cheap a lobster is in Nova Scotia. Delicious, friendly people, a great place to retire for many Canadians. Actually, my ex girlfriend, who's my best friend or one of my best friends now, her parents live in Nova Scotia now. They just moved there last year to retire. They love it there. So shout out to you. Who else is here? Lisa Sanchez, good day to you. Hearts from Lisa, good day to you as well. Guys, still, if you could let me know, please, if you can hear me and see me, I'll continue with this. We have 15 people already in the live stream. Everybody, welcome to the channel. Glad to have you here. It's 10 a.m. in the morning here on Saturday morning. For some reason, I always have trouble waking up no matter how long I sleep. It takes me like a long time to like wake up. It's been like an hour and I'm still kind of feeling woo. I just had a coffee. So yeah, let's get into this, guys. I can't wait to talk to everybody. Lucia says, "My man, I just moved here to BGC last week. Hope that we can connect. Anytime, bro. I might go to Manila soon again. Definitely let me know. You can send me an email." Yusuf says, "Thanks. Dying to get out to the country, though. I plan to go to the Philippines next summer, and I like it enough. I'll stay." So Yusuf cannot wait to leave Nova Scotia. He wants to come to the Philippines. I highly recommend it, guys. And I'm going to start getting into the reasons or some of my experiences so far living here. We mentioned this several times if you guys have been watching the channel regularly, but I'm going to give you some of the reasons why I love living here in the Philippines. Number one thing, they want you here. So the Philippines government wants you in the Philippines. The Filipino people want you here. Everywhere you go, you feel welcomed, right? So I'm going to give you guys some more details about that. Now, coming here as a tourist, I'm here on a tourist visa. I don't have a wife here. I don't have a job here. I don't have land or business here. So to stay long term, in many countries, you only have 30 days before you have to either leave or renew your visa or something. And some countries, after one extension, they don't allow you to stay longer. You have to go and come back. And even Canada, coming to Canada, it's not very easy for some tourists, depending on which country you're coming from. So for me, that's a big bonus, right? The Philippines wants you here. The people want you here. The government wants you here. It only takes about 20 to 30 US dollars. About 60 US dollars to extend your visa for 30 days or longer. So, and at some point, you can stay here up to 3 years without having to go out and come back in. And at that point, after 3 years, you can simply take a short flight to Singapore or somewhere, come back, and it all refreshes for another 3 years. That's a big, big bonus for me. I love the fact that I can stay here comfortably. I don't have to worry about the visa situation and all that nonsense. I'm going to read your comments, guys. Yusuf Amar Habib says, "Do you ever reveal your ethnicity?" Soon. So we have that challenge on the channel, guys. 20,000 subscribers. I'm going to tell you guys which part of the Middle East I'm from. So that was something fun, and now it's starting to like really build momentum. So we're less than 2,000 subscribers away, about 1,700. At that point, we'll do another live stream and I'll reveal my ethnicity, which is going to be fun, I think. I can't even read that name, but love the easy Philippines visa. Yeah, it's super easy, guys, and it just feels like even the people at the immigration office. If you guys ever travel to countries, you know that even within your own country, immigration offices or government work offices can be horrible. The customer service, nobody's friendly. I don't know why that is, but it seems to be like a common thing in every country. But in the Philippines, they're very kind. They're very nice. Anyone from the security guard to the person that takes the registration to the employee that everyone across the board was at least not rude. And for me, that's great. So I love it here. Um, Next question: what is your quality of life happiness compared to Canada? This is what I'm worried about. Well, that's really going to depend on you as a person and what you consider a quality of life. So for me, my biggest thing was to have more time to myself. And although I had a good paying job, a career, all that stuff, I worked in a great industry. If you guys don't know, I worked in the film industry. And before that, I was in the casino as a casino manager in OLG, so the government casinos. Like that was supposed to be a great thing. And I got all into that at a young age, but I still felt like I was always like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. My mind was like out somewhere else. Like I wanted to be on the beach. I want to be like at places like Thailand, Vietnam, the Philippines, to like try street food, go to the beach. So I was never satisfied. Here, though, I have all day, every day to basically live the life that I want at a much lower cost, which is the other big thing about life here in the Philippines. As a Canadian, cost of living is about 25% of Canada, or maybe 30% around there. So imagine living a life for that reduction of cost, and my lifestyle itself hasn't changed much. I'm living in a modern apartment. I have air conditioning, TV, electricity, gym, pool, everything I want. That this would cost me about 4 times at least in Canada if I were to live in Toronto. Hello from Vancouver, Don Murphy. Welcome, bro. Don Murphy says, I'm coming on September. How did you find the apartment and how much was it? Are you staying in the Airbnb, the film industry? So there's Ron Jeremy. No, not Ron Jeremy. We're like a subsidiary of Netflix. So not adult films, just regular TV content. So let's step back a bit. I'm staying in this apartment. I got this through a Facebook group. I have a couple of videos on my channel. If you guys go back, one is an apartment tour of this place, showing you guys exactly what it is. And there's another one in Thailand, which I explain how to get an apartment when traveling in 6 different ways. You can apply the same like method in every country. So number one is Airbnb, definitely Facebook groups, right? So I got this apartment through a Facebook group. Just go into the city that you want. Put, for example, I put Cebu City Apartments or Cebu Rentals. You see a list of things people are trying to offer. Or you could just post your own questions. Say, I'm looking for a studio with this, that, and the other. You'll get a bunch of people sending you messages. And that's how I contacted the owner. I wanted a short-term rental. I wanted this and that and the other. You negotiate, and I have a legal contract. So it was very easy. Yusuf says, are you able to tell us approximately what your budget in Canadian dollars? So in Canadian dollars, sure. So my budget here, let me clarify some things before we get into that. So some things you have to consider for my lifestyle. I don't cook at home, never cook. So every meal I eat is outside. So that can be really costly depending on what you want to eat. I don't eat at fancy restaurants, like middle range restaurants, even fast food joints. I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't pay for hookers and things like that. So put that into like consideration when you do your own budget. You can live here a comfortable life for about 12 to 1500 Canadian a month if you want to live in a city center, in a city, something like that. So definitely. You could go much cheaper too, but if you want to live a comfortable life, I don't recommend you coming out here to try to be cheap. That doesn't make sense to leave Canada to come to the Philippines and try to live in you could if you want, but I mean, I cannot give up air conditioner, for example. It's too hot for me. But many people live here without AC, and it's not a problem. They can acclimate to the weather much quicker. I couldn't give that up, for example. Or the gym. I don't work out, but I want to at least have my heart healthy. So, for example, I do some cardio regularly. So that, for example, is 3,000 pesos, which is about 60 US dollars. Let's say about 75 Canadian. That's a lot for some people, right? So some things you have to really consider. Let's go back up to the question, guys. Bear with me. So far we've talked about, obviously, the government wants to hear. The people, of course, want to hear. I love the people in the Philippines. And cost of living is really cheap compared to Canada. So if you're working online, or if you have a pension, or if you have some sort of like regular stable income in Canada, it goes a long way here in the Philippines, guys. Don't let anyone fool you. The Philippines is a little bit like costly compared to some other Asian countries, as well as inflation is everywhere. However, it's still much cheaper than Canada, and for sure. Now, what's next? My biggest negative about the Philippines is that the Catholic country, I'm just allergic to Christianity. That makes Thailand the winner of Southeast Asia for me. I don't know what you mean by negativity. No one bothers you about your religion here. No one cares what you practice, and none of their religion aspect or religious ways or whatever bother me in any way. So I don't think that should be a negative at all. When you conduct your interviews and ask these girls, they would give you their number. Do they actually give it? Of course. I mean, people like, guys, you don't know. Like everyone I put into the interview videos, it's just that's the way it is. I don't like I don't exclude anyone. For example, let me get that out of the way. It's not like I interview about 10 people and I pick out like the best ones. No, 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 no. Whoever the first 6 or 7 people, and that's what I put in there, whether good, bad, negative, positive. It's not a thing of me where I'm trying to like only show the positive. And sometimes I get rejected, and of course I'm not going to put that on camera because they haven't given me the consent, right? But all those numbers, all those people give me the Instagram, Facebook, phone numbers. I talk to some of them afterwards. It's not a People here are super friendly, and if they're willing to be on camera and smile and laugh, then they're obviously willing to socialize, maybe have a coffee or become friends. It's not something out of the ordinary for sure. Lucia says, I came here for a month vacation. After 1 week, I decided to leave the U.S. for good and file for my special residence retirement visa. That's great, Lucius. I'm glad to hear that. Also, he says they make it really easy here to be here. I too was the film TV industry actor producer and literally walked away from it all. Continued blessing to you, my guy. Lucius, I'm glad to hear that. I see your little profile picture. You do look like an actor. You have that profile going for you. I'm glad to hear these positive things. Before we continue, guys, if this is your first time to the channel, hit that subscribe button. We have 44 people watching, but only 17 likes. Once again, the likes don't make any difference, but I want to know that I'm doing a good job. So hit that like button. What's next? Yusuf says, sorry, guys, I'm trying to get through all the questions here. Are you able to tell us approximately how much? Okay, good. I was aiming for 2,500 to 3,000 Canadian. Sounds like it should be okay if I don't go crazy. Yeah, in any country, you can spend as much money as you want. You can get a rooftop deck party going every night if you want. Spend $10,000 Canadian a day, a night. But if you want 2,500 with your perfect lifestyle, you get a nice, decent condo. You can have all the convenience of the West for a much lower price. But that would be a dream budget for many people, 25 to 3,000 Canadian a month. Lisa Sanchez, you're lucky you have good space here in Hong Kong, studio type space. So expensive. Everything here is so expensive. No wonder not so many vloggers stay here in Hong Kong. Yeah, I've always wanted to visit Hong Kong, but obviously my budget is not there yet. So thank you for sharing the cost of living in Hong Kong. Of course, it's a very modern space, and I hear Hong Kong probably has one of the most expensive cities for apartments and condos. Roy says, learn to cook. It's so much healthier. It's fun and cheaper too. You're giving out gold, man. Keep it up. All good info. Thanks, Roy. I know I should cook. Actually, I'm a great cook, to be honest. I used to work in kitchens as well, so I love cooking. I just don't like cooking for myself. And this studio, the way it's set up, I don't have much space for cooking, and the smell gets into whatever else is here. It's not a big space, so that's another reason. It's just an excuse, to be honest, because I could simply open a balcony door, but it's something I should definitely consider. Alan G says, has the fact that most Filipinos speak English made it easier to communicate there compared to previous countries? Oh, by far. So, as many of you know, English is widely spoken in the Philippines. And when I say everyone speaks English, I mean everyone I've come in contact with, honestly. Maybe on occasion, one or two island taxi driver might not be fluent in English, but trust me, everybody here speaks English, and it's completely made everything much easier. It's made me do the types of videos I want to make. For example, I don't have to worry about somebody knowing how to speak English when I go out there trying to say, hey, excuse me, or if I try to talk to somebody, I know they speak English. Some other countries like Vietnam or Thailand, I have to first, hi, do you speak English? Then they have to feel comfortable speaking English. Then it's a big barrier in some things that you want to do. Of course, that's just my personal experience, but here English is widely spoken and makes everything much easier, from getting things done, ordering food, meeting people, making friends, traveling. It's a lot easier when they speak English, for sure. Reginald is here. Hey, Reginald. What's up, Alex? Hello from Delaware. Hello to you as well. Roy says, energy bills are much cheaper. I pay around 20 a month for electricity and water in Thailand. Yeah, for sure. Here, I'm paying over 120 Canadian for my house in Canada for electricity. Over here, it's probably a quarter of that for my hydro. Stay Humble's here. What's going on, bro? Not much. Nice to have you here. Won't be there long. Just popping in. Just pop in and pop out. Do what you got to do, man. Thank you for stopping by. Yusuf says, I love your shirt. Did you buy it in the Philippines? No, I bought this actually in Thailand. So when I was in Ampawa, the floating markets, that's where I ate a crocodile. Ooh. Anyways, so this is from Thailand. Yeah, but I got another one that looks just like it, but blue. What's next? Roy says most people in Malaysia speak good English too. Oh, okay, very interesting. I've never been to Malaysia. I know it's close to Thailand land border. I was gonna go down south, but I didn't get a chance. Maybe one of these days. What's next? Nathan, one bedroom are costing 2,000 euros a month on average in Dublin, Ireland. We're in the most expensive country in the Europe. Now, seriously, considering the Philippines. Nathan, with 2,000 euros here in the Philippines, you're flying, man. You have a great life. Your money goes a long way here in the Philippines for sure. Especially if you're like on a tight budget, if you have a monthly income, if you're retired and have like pension or some sort of like retirement thing coming in. That's why there's so many seniors or older people in the Philippines, and people always like comment on that. But yeah, of course, like why would you live in a country that doesn't appreciate all the work you put into it? You can travel to the Philippines and live a much more comfortable life for the money that you get in the West. Staying humble, forget to tell you exactly where I stayed last time in Turkey. It was Karakoy. Me too. I stayed in Karakoy, right by the bull, the Boha Hekeli, right? The big bull, the bull statue, the metal bull, right in the heart of Karakoy. It was a beautiful place. I would love to go back to Turkey. I was there for 8 months, guys. If you've ever never been to Turkey, I highly recommend it. Check out Turkey. I stayed exactly where Staying Humble stayed. Yusuf says, how much did you pack when you left Canada? 2 suitcases. I have a one big suitcase and one carry-on, but for me, that's my whole life in there. So that's what I packed. Everything else you could buy here for much cheaper. Don't bother packing a bunch of shirts, a bunch of shoes, none of that stuff. You can get all that for much cheaper here. Probably costs the same when you consider if you have to pay for like weights or extra baggage, all that crap. Buy that stuff here. Don't bring anything unnecessary. You'll realize soon that you don't need anything. That just a few things from where you're coming from. Guys, ask me any questions you have. We got a bunch of people commenting. Feel free to use a super chat, super sticker, so I can prioritize your question. If not, don't worry. Just give me some time to go through all the questions and bear with me while I go through all this. And that's it. So ask me anything you want. Don't be shy. The Philippines is an amazing place. We talked about them wanting you to be here. The people are kind. The government's kind. We talked about cost of living is super cheap compared to most other, actually all Western countries that I've been in. And now let's talk about some other things, right? So in the Philippines, I feel like a celebrity sometimes. Like, I mean, that's not what my aim is. My point is people like to look at you because you're new to some of the people that are living here. They haven't seen many foreigners, or they're interested to see where you're coming from. So I'm going to make a whole video about why Filipinos stare, like a proper video with interviews. But just keep that in mind. You will get some people looking at you, but it's not a negative thing. Guys, Filipinos are very friendly. They want to say hello. Maybe they're shy. They're curious of where you're coming from. They love interacting with people. You know, in the Philippines is the number one country in phone usage, like time spent on there. They have a lot of Western influence on their culture. So when they see a Westerner, I think the desire to communicate, to say hello is there. So don't be shy to smile back at them and just say hello. It's not a negative thing. B994, what made you choose Cebu over Luzon beaches? Is it the beaches? Nothing made me choose anything. I think because the first place I landed was Cebu. I'm a very like slow traveler, and I don't research anything, guys. So I just go, and that it is what it is. And when I came here, I kind of fell in love with the fact that it's very modern, but not very far from like local lifestyle and the beaches. Right over here, within 2 hours, you can get to like Bohol, Oslo, Moalboal, and some of the beautiful beaches that are down here. I've never been to Luzon, but if I were to stay here permanently, then I'll definitely travel to some of the other places. Um, Staying Humble says, same here, man. You gave me inspiration to travel. Guys, if you're in a position to travel, just do it. You know, like you never know what can happen. Look at this COVID-19 situation. Put a lot of people's travel plans on hold for 2 or 3 years, guys. Life is short. We all know it. I don't want to say the obvious or the most cliche things, but the older I get, the more I realize that it is true. Like you only have so many like weekends. You only have so many 2 week holiday vacations. Why not try to go and get out your comfort zone, explore the world, especially if you're in a position to do so. Don't be scared. You can go outside your home tomorrow and get hit by a car. Like it's not like nothing's guaranteed. Your safe life does not guarantee happiness, right? So, Jarek is here, bro. What do you think about a Filipino guy marries a foreign woman? Because most of the time it's the other way around. It doesn't happen as often, of course, but it does happen. I've come across some people. I've been on a beach that had a Filipino guy hanging out with a foreigner girl, so that could be a relation that could lead to marriage. There's been people that have YouTube channels. I don't know specifically their names in that situation. I don't think anything negative of it. I think it's definitely a possibility, especially if the Filipino guy has his act together, if he's responsible, and just is himself. Filipinos are very attractive, men and women, so I'm sure it happens more than we know. Maybe they just don't make it as public, but yeah, of course. Dave's here. Hey, Dave, why don't I hear? I don't know, Dave. Everybody else hears. Now I hear. Glad to have you on board, Dave. Yusuf says, thank you for answering my question. Thanks for bringing us along with your journey. Yeah, you're welcome, guys. So I'm going to do more traveling video as well. I tried to mix it up between travel, interview, local interview, foreign interview. If you guys like the content, just continue watching. There's going to be surprises, different types of videos, and who knows what can happen in the future. At some point, I do have to leave the Philippines. I just like mumbled a whole bunch of words. At some point, I have to leave the Philippines. So let's see which country I'll go to next. Skull Crusher, welcome to the channel, bro. Good morning, Alex. Have you tried lechon or balut? Egg, it's not really my thing. I don't eat pork, so I will not try lechon. And balut, honestly, even if I have 1 million subscribers, I don't think I'll try balut. If you guys don't know what balut is, basically a baby bird embryo in an egg that hasn't fully developed. The Filipinos, it's like a delicacy here. I see many people just sitting at the side of the road eating like 4 or 5 in a row. It does not appeal to me. I'm not brave enough to try it. I would love to have like a foreigner friend, maybe Palm. She could try it, and I'll try to record it and I'll make a video of that. Dari, hey Alex and guys, gals. Hope everyone is enjoying the live stream. Thank you. Racer says we'll be coming in March. Cebu. Hey, welcome, Racer. You're gonna enjoy it here. Yusuf Habib says I admit it. Drives me nuts when people are dedicated to their phones and never put them down. Addicted to their phones. Yeah, I mean it happens, especially when there's nothing else to do sometimes, right? So yeah, it happens all the time here. Dave says I have my flight December 14th, arrive in Manila 22nd in the Philippines, Thailand for 45 days, and back to the Philippines for 2 weeks. Sounds like an amazing trip, Dave. I can't wait to hear about it when you get here. Staying humble. Take care, bro. Enjoy your travels. I'm outie. Staying humble. Thanks for dropping in. Dave says, thanks for doing the beautiful beach and island videos. Yeah, you're welcome. So, guys, if you're coming here, there goes my fourth point of why I love the Philippines, right? The islands, they're like, everyone tells you all the time there's over 7,000 islands in the Philippines, and many of them are accessible to tourists and, locals as well, of course. And I've been to a few of them, and I'll tell you, like, it's some of the best beaches I've seen, especially like Malapascua, the video I did there. It's just like a large white beach with no soul on the beach. It just feels like you're the only person that's there. Honestly, the beaches here are one of the best in the world. I highly recommend it, especially if you're a swimmer, a diver, someone that loves the marine life and things like that. Beaches here are a big positive, a big bonus. Like I mentioned a few times, I don't know the closest beach to where I was living in Toronto. Sabo Beach is the only one that I could think of, and it's not somewhere that I go often at all. TND production. Hey, dude, balut is awesome. I'm sure it is if I try it, but I'm just too scared to try it. Andrew says, I'm going to guess that you're Lebanese. Andrew, good guess. 20,000 subscribers, and we'll reveal that. Frankie Ellis, man, balut is disgusting. Okay, so that's the emoji. Frank disagrees with Andrew. Oh, no, not Andrew. Whoever said that earlier. TND Productions. Jerick says, bro, you should consider traveling to Kalangaman Island in Leyte. I think that's the place that was closed for the month of July. I was trying to go there. They said, "Oh, this month is closed for the basically for rehabilitation of the island and the marine life." So it's closed for about a month. I've heard some good things about the island, though. Dave says, "So my question is, should I just stay in Manila at all? And how much is it to fly from Manila to Cebu and then get to these islands? Is that really costly? Is there a way to do it cheap?" Dave, I know budget can be a big thing for anyone that travels, but always remember being here is a fraction of the price you pay in the West. I assume you're from the US. I think, if I remember correctly, flights are extremely cheap. You can fly for $40 from Manila to Cebu, $50. That's nothing. I can't even go to a restaurant with a friend for $50 in Canada. So flights are cheap. You can do a full day tour for around $40. I'm talking about they pick you up from your hotel, take you to different islands. You can go snorkeling, diving, have lunch buffet on the boat, and they drop you off at home after a beautiful sunset for $40. Now you can't feed a family at McDonald's for $40, but you get a full island day tour here for $40. And some places, yeah, okay, you might get like 50 or like $2-3 ripped off or something. But if you're here for a short period, do not worry about that stuff. It's not anything important, and you're helping out the locals, right? So yeah, it's really cheap here. I just gave you some prices. anywhere from $40 to $60. You can get a flight within Manila to Cebu, depending on how far ahead you book. And your full day tours can be as cheap as 1,000, which is about 20 US dollars, to 2,500, which is about 50 US dollars. So any day tour you can do between $20 and $50, which is great when you consider what you're getting for that money. Amazing. Fifth good thing about the Philippines is their tours, right? You can do a full day tour for a fraction of the cost. You can't even take your girlfriend to the movies for that price in Canada. So here you can do a full day tour for the same price. Let me get back to some of these questions. Yusuf says, Andrew, Venezuela. If he's not Lebanese, then at least I am. So Yusuf's Lebanese. C, do you notice difference between girls in Cebu and Luzon? So I've only been to Manila only for a few days, and I wasn't really focused on the women like that. I did some interviews with women, but not like dating and something. I don't notice. I'm not in a position really to compare the two. I just know that girls in Cebu are very friendly. They all speak English. They're very approachable, and they come from different like nearby provinces to work within the IT and call centers. So yeah, Cebu is my preference, but not because I've had experience other places. But I would love to do like a video like that at some point if I go up there. Uh, TD production coming Monday. Welcome. And Racer says Philippines, a country of 98 million people, dubbed the texting capital of the world because, according to industry data, 600 million text SMS messages are sent here by 110 million cell phone users each day. Crazy numbers. Thank you, Racer, for giving that info. There we go. So Frank says, do you think you can live in the Philippines? Do you think you can live in the Philippines? Well, I'm living here now. I've been here for 3 months. I think I could definitely live in the Philippines, and I think almost anybody could live here in the Philippines. Now, luckily, I'm relatively young. I've not had to use the hospitals or medical centers, but from my experience, what I see in Canada, many nurses are Filipinos. So I think everything here is great if you just have the right people around you, if you know what you're doing, if you do your research. Yeah, why not? Dave says, so book the flights early and get these cheaper prices, huh? But just like anything else, yeah. But like overall, Cebu Pacific and Philippines Airlines go between Cebu and Manila about 3 to 5 times a day. I think it's a really really popular route, of course. And yeah, the sooner you book them, the cheaper they are, and it's really flexible about changing dates and stuff like that after you book it. So yeah, obviously the sooner the better. But don't worry, even if you book last minute, I could look at some prices now and it'll probably be around $60. It's not too expensive. Frank says Thailand or Philippines. Frank, that's a very broad question. That's a very general question. I love both those countries for different reasons. Dave, how about Manila? A couple days or skip it? Yeah, thank you for reminding me about that question. Personally, I would not stay there more than 2 days in Manila. Same as Bangkok. When you travel to Thailand, Bangkok's not a place you want to spend a lot of time in. You want to go to the outskirts. You want to go to the beaches, the islands, less traffic, less polluted, less craziness. Manila, of course, is like a capital, so you get all the big industries, the traffic, all that nonsense. If you want the city life, if you're coming from like a countryside town, you want to experience that, then of course. But if you want to get away from everything, have a relaxing time, then personally, I would not stay more than 2 days or maximum 3 days in Manila, even one day, to be honest. So the less time you can spend there, the better. Maybe spend a full day there so you can see some of the historical sites, the intramurals and things like that, but or some of the big malls and things, but no more than 2 days, I'd say. Um, C, have you ever been to the Abalana Sports Center? It has track to jog, pool to swim, etc. I haven't, no. And Vancouver says, good to see you again. Have you been getting enough sleep, brother? I know, right? I look like shite. I try. I mean, I sleep fine, but for some reason, I'm not a morning person. It's crazy. I just had a coffee. I have an hour to wake up, and I still feel like I just woke up 5 minutes ago. What's next? T&D Productions. If I waited one more week to book, it could have saved $50. Jeez, yeah. So this is a very strange way the algorithm of booking flights works. If you book too early, it's not that much of savings. If you book too late, it's not that much of savings. I think there's like a sweet spot you got to hit to get the savings. But the Google now offers like a calendar where you can see the prices. So just make sure you compare some different dates. What's next? Let's see. Rob Ozzy says, do you speak Persian? Persian. I don't know. Do I? If I tell you, then you guys can eliminate some countries. If I don't, so I'll keep that a secret for now. Dave says, Frank, I'm going to both. I think Philippines I can drive because they drive on the right side. I want to rent a motorbike. Yeah, you can drive here on motorbike. I'll just be careful, wear a helmet, be safe. Alfred is here. Hello, Alfred. Listening and learning. .ca. Awesome. Alfred, welcome to the channel. Okay, guys, so that's all the questions. I'm gonna have a sip of this, and we'll talk some more positives, some more reasons, or why I love living in the Philippines. But we have some more questions coming in. So, Frank says, "Have you adjusted to the heat in the Philippines?" I have not, sir. That's one thing I can't seem to adjust to quite. I don't know what it is. I'm usually the only one sweating to that degree when I'm outside. So I carry a cloth. I try to wear a hat. Like I do what I can to try to stay cool. But aside from, you guys can see me wear this thing. It doesn't even look good, but I just want to cover my face and my head. I have a bunch of cloths. So when you get out there, have an umbrella, have a cloth or a towel of some sort. It's going to be really hot. Um, Dave says Philippines Airlines will let you lay over in the country on your way to Thailand. I'm laying over for 2 weeks free. Well, that's awesome. That's great. Van Cruz, drink lots of bottled water, brother. You look like you're struggling with the heat for sure. Yeah, I am. I don't drink as much water as I should, though. I don't know. It's a bad habit. Um, Yusuf Habib says, do you get a lot of attention from women? Uh, I would say a lot, but yeah, I get attention from women. I think mainly because I'm visibly different than Filipinos. Also, it's not a bad attention, yeah, but I get quite a bit of looks, and people are friendly to me. I think a lot of people are more curious if I'm walking with a camera. They know I'm vlogging or videoing something, and they just want to say hello. Yeah, for sure. Um, Don Murphy, are you close to Ayala Mall? I like the place, especially TGIF Fridays. Great steaks. Have you tried it? I am close to Ayala Mall. I'm kind of in the middle of Ayala and IT Park, within walking distance, but I pay usually the motorbikes about 30 pesos, so like 60 cents to drive me there, because I don't want to walk in the heat. Yeah, I've never been to TGI Fridays, but it's always packed with some foreigners and Filipinos, of course, and I've yet to try their steaks or anything there. Um, Freedom Bound says great content, awesome enthusiasm. How do you exchange your funds in the Philippines? So here we go. The fifth or sixth, I lost track of all the good things about the Philippines. One of the big things I like about traveling these days, even anywhere in Asia, is the ease of withdrawing money. So I don't bring, like, I've been on the road for 2.5 years, almost 3 years. I don't, I can't carry that much cash. Obviously, I don't have that much cash. So the way I do it is I simply withdraw from the ATM machine. Now, people say, oh, that's expensive, but it's still actually cheaper than exchanging actual fiat cash at a kiosk or something, because sure, you pay about 250 pesos cash advance fee, which is about $5 US, but the ATM exchange rate is much, much better than those kiosks. So it evens out at the end, or even get more money than you would have if you exchange cash at these kiosks or at the airport, which is, I never ever recommend for anyone. If you're bringing money, exchange a small amount at the airport so you can get into a taxi, so you can get to a hotel, so you can buy a SIM card on your phone. But don't exchange all your money at the airport. You lose a lot that way. So I use my ATM card, my bank card, or my Visa to withdraw cash, and that's what I do. I usually withdraw twice a month, so that's about 60,000 pesos. It goes towards my rent and everything else. What else? What's next? Let's read. Taco Nomad, fellow Canadian who's going to be in IT Park next week. I'll watch out for you. Definitely, man. Send me a message if you want to sit down, have an interview, have a coffee anytime. Any of you guys, feel free to email me. Let me know if you're here. I'm always down to hang out. I don't mind. I'm not, that kind of guy. So if you guys want to have a coffee, a bite to eat, give me a shout. Frank said, it's the humidity, bro. Yeah, it's really humid here. It's really humid. It's like walking into like a sauna or something when you go outside. But some people love it, right? You're sweating all the time. You're away from the Canadian cold. So it depends on where your mindset is. Racer says, how much longer are you staying in the Philippines? Great question, Racer. I'm actually considering my options. I have to go back to Canada at some point. I have a feeling it could be within like 6 weeks longer. Mid-September, I'd say. For now, that's just what I'm thinking. T&D Production. I'll be in Allison Inn. Never been there. Is it good? Sorry, bro. I don't know where that is or what that is. I only stay at Airbnbs. I don't like staying at hotels because I stay long term. So I'm sure it's good if you've done your research and read some reviews. Dave says, will it be more moderate temperature in December, January? I don't think so. I think pretty much the same. I don't know much about the climate here as far as seasons go. I think it might even be like their summer by then, to be honest. So I'm not sure. I am Kuroma. Are you in Cebu right now? Yes, I am. I'm here in IT Park. Oh, so many questions, guys. Give me a second, please. Let me read all this. Next question. Okay, here we go. Rob Us, can you tell us about rental apartments? So let's move on to the seventh or eighth best thing. I've lost track of the numbers, but another great thing about the Philippines is renting an apartment. If you're coming from Canada, and I'm sure in the West, any country like the US or Canada, renting an apartment can be challenging, right? So the first thing is, well, somebody just donate. Whoa, Roland John. Thank you so much for 125 pesos, man. I appreciate that. And I like the little sticker. Thank you so much. So going back to the question about the apartment. So if you're coming from the West in Canada, renting an apartment can be challenging. You have to do sometimes they do a credit check. They want an employment letter, and you got to look ahead for like 2 or 3 months at least if you want to find a decent place. Because in Canada, by law, you're required to give at least 30-day, if not 60-day notice when you're leaving, right? So that could be challenging. Here, I came in one day, I got an apartment the next day. It was like a piece of cake. Getting an apartment here is super easy, right? You simply go on Airbnb. So that's my number one go-to. I find a place, I stay there for 2 or 3 nights. If I like this stay, I can say I want to rent monthly. Would you consider this much money? Or before I even go there, if I just like the location, the pictures, the reviews of the Airbnb, I send a private message to the owner, say, okay, listen, I know it says 10,000 pesos a month. I'm budgeting for 8,000. Are you okay for me to basically just pay you cash? Sometimes they say yes because, of course, they don't have to pay Airbnb fees and you get a discount and you don't have to pay taxes. So on that unit, of course, Airbnb gets taken away from that equation. And if there's a problem, then you might have like a situation there. It's never happened to me, at least not on a big scale. So that's something to consider. Or you could just rent through Airbnb. It's simple. If your budget is not really tight and if you don't care, you can still get really good places through Airbnb. Or just go on Facebook groups, which is another very big thing. Facebook is massive in the Philippines. People love Facebook here. Everybody's on Messenger, this and that. And you have all these apartment rental groups. Go on Facebook, put in like the city you want to stay in, and say, for example, Manila Rentals, Cebu Rentals, Manila Apartments for Rent, Cebu Short-Term Stays, whatever. You see a whole list of apartments available. Or you can put your own question, say, looking for a studio with a gym with a pool, budget of 10,000, and you'll get like a bunch of inboxes, messages sent to you, people trying to offer you their units. That's how I would do it. There's also agencies you can go through and all this other stuff, but that's the easiest way for me. Okay. So, how do I sorry guys, give me a second. I'm trying to get back up to everyone's questions. Roland says, did you have a jar time on different regions in the Philippines, and did you ride haba haba ride? So I think it means, did you have a hard time on different regions in the Philippines? So far, if you guys don't know, if you haven't watched the videos, I've been to Mualboal, Bohol, Malapascua, Bantayan, like Manila area, and I've never had any hard time. Like overall speaking, I've had some minor inconveniences, some incidences where I thought, okay, maybe I might be taken for a ride. Let's say somebody that I made a video last time about getting scammed, or at least getting taken advantage of, dual pricing, stuff like that. But it's not but that's the whole point. My stay's been here so good that the smallest incident made me make a video on it, right? So everything's been super easy, and I've ridden a hobble hobble, which is like a motorcycle rider. You sit in the back, they give you a helmet, they take you around. That's my favorite method of transportation because it's so fast. They zigzag through traffic, and it's like half the cost of like Uber or here Grab taxis like that. And it's just me usually by myself, so I can get on the back of a motorbike, the hobble hobble. So I've had no hard time rolling. It's been great so far. Let's go back up to the questions. Let me catch up, guys. Racer says Charles Schwab has free international ATM withdrawals. There you go. Awesome. Frank says get a Charles Schwab account. Thank you. So I got to look into that. TND production. I exchanged at my bank, and they all were $100 peso bills. That's it. That sucks, bro. You're gonna have to carry a lot of hundreds around. Dave says get a Charles Schwab again account to get Charles Schwab debit card, and Schwab will reimburse you for fees, including ATM fees and money exchange fees. No joke. I got to look into that. Thanks, Dave, and everybody else that mentioned that. Freedom Bound. Have you ever considered using a Bitcoin ATM for exchanging funds? I've not considered it. I've seen them around here, but I have not considered a Bitcoin ATM. What's next? Dari, you may need to replenish your potassium, sodium, and magnesium. Drinking all that water will deplete these minerals and make you feel tired. Oh, well, I'm not drinking too much water. Maybe that, I don't know. I drink maybe 1 cup a day, if that, and that's probably in my coffee. So let's see what's next. Actually, yeah. So be sure to be hydrated. Maybe not too much water. Apparently, TND Production. Did you get a channel link? I did not get your channel link, bro. I don't have seen no links from you. Andrew, Venezuela. Better to book or stay near IT Park or Business Park. By the way, thank you for the content you do. Oh, you're welcome. I think for first timers, might maybe better to stay near the business park. That's where Ayala Mall is, and there's much more convenience. And you'll see a lot of like people come there. You see a lot of foreigners and a lot of people looking to meet foreigners if you're single. So I would say probably closer or better to stay near um, Ayala Business Park. I choose IT Park because I think there's several more options when it comes to condos. It's slightly cheaper, not really, but I just happen to be here, and that's what I like IT Park because I walk through there regularly making content. There's a lot of young workers there that speak English really well, so that's just for me. Um, Ben Cruz says Baguio City is considered the coldest place in the Philippines. I've heard that too. Frank, it's always hot. It is. I am Kuruma. IT Park, you're in a good place. Thank you. Tersina Drive says, do you see a lot of Chinese there? I heard there are tension between the local and Chinese. Did you encounter any incidents? There are very few Chinese anywhere these days, guys. So China, as you know, is very strict with zero COVID tolerance policy, and they have serious long-term quarantine requirements when Chinese people go back to China. That's why there are like almost zero Chinese tourists in Thailand, in the Philippines, in Turkey, in Georgia, and Armenia. In the past 2.5 years of me traveling, I've seen almost zero Chinese tourists. Guys, let's be. I'm gonna say something here. It might be controversial or whatever. I'm going to generalize a whole group of people. Many people don't like Chinese tourists because they come in like large groups, right? So the way they travel, they usually go through tour groups, and there's a lot of Chinese people just based off population. And culturally, there seems to be some differences. Chinese people, from what I hear and what I see myself, tend to be very loud because they're communicating with a bunch of people, right? So they have to be loud. And I think sometimes people don't appreciate it because it's a big contrast to some other tourists. So many backpackers or like couples or just families that come from other like countries, they don't travel in such large numbers. So I think that's where the people attention might come from. So that's just a general stereotype thing that I've noticed or what I can kind of like figure out from what I see. I've heard several people say they don't like Chinese tourists here when talking to them, but they never gave me a reason. Sometimes they say they are rude, they don't tip, they feel entitled, but that could be one or two people's um, experiences. I can't speak for everybody, but I see where the tensions are, but I don't know where the root of the main cause of that. That's just from what I've heard from some people. So you could take that with a grain of salt. Um, what's next? The Muning, 1037, rainy day in Rizal, Philippines. Oh, very cool. Thank you for sharing that. It's not raining here yet, but it is cloudy. Um, Kakalti says, what is the lowest amount you can live on in the Philippines, staying home, no entertainment? The lowest amount, bro, you can live as low as you want in any country, right? You can just buy a sack of rice, cook it, and eat rice all day, or a loaf of bread that lasts you a week, depending on, or just eat ramen noodles, which is delicious for 35 cents for a pack of five. Low, that's a really general question. So it really depends on your lifestyle. But I don't recommend anyone living if you have the option, not those standards, because like you want to improve in life as a person, as a business owner, as a human, as and people here are looking to better their lives. So why would you come here try to like, downgrade your life? I mean, you could, of course. I'm not saying be expensive, but I'm saying don't make yourself uncomfortable. You shouldn't travel to like be uncomfortable. You should travel to enjoy the country, the people, the culture. So all that does cost money, unfortunately. If you want to try some local food, want to go out to see some beautiful beaches. So the budget thing, it really depends on yourself. Why are you coming to the Philippines? Are you coming here just to save money? Then you can, for sure. You can live in the province. I've heard people renting homes for $40 a month, which is insane. Like imagine renting like a place for $40 a month. So I could say you could probably live here for $100 a month if you really want to be as cheap as you want, live somewhere no one can get to, and eat only like whatever you can find from the land or like rice. So that's a very vague question, but I'd say probably about 500 to 600 bucks if you want to live within the city. Maybe have like a room that's not in a condo, but it's like a shared unit, and you cook at home. And yeah, so it's still possible between 500 to 600 bucks. You can still do it for sure for a decent lifestyle. What's next? Adrian, hey Alex from Orange County, California. Wouldn't it be better to use your credit card at the reputable businesses to earn points? Best time to visit the Philippines, November to March, Christmas decoration all over. Yeah, it would be definitely. But Adrian, some depends on your credit card. Some credit cards, they have like foreign transaction fees too, right? So all these things, and what are you going to do with your points, depending on which kind of point system you have. But there's no right or wrong answer. Whatever is good for you. Some people love using the credit cards to like rack up those points, but they don't realize they're actually paying more for like foreign exchange rates or like transaction fee overseas, this and that. So you got to be careful with that stuff. Whoa, 100 people watching this. I'm famous. I'm just kidding. Thank. Let me just. I'm like mumbling. Give me a second. So thank you all for joining this channel. If you just got here, my name is Alex. Take a second to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. We're talking about all the good things or life for me as a Canadian in the Philippines. We talked about several different things. I think we're to like 7 or 8 points now. I'm trying to think of some things that are maybe not so great. It's hard to come up with anything, but one thing I do miss a lot is some of the foods that I'd get in Canada, for example, but like junk food and snacks. So chips, I miss ketchup chips. If you're from Canada, that's the big thing there, or salt and vinegar chips, but only the Lay's. That's just like a personal thing that I wish I had here. Um, hmm, Trying to see what else aside from my family and just like my hometown. There's nothing much that really. Trying to think. Yeah, so those are some good things about living in the Philippines. We're going 46 minutes strong. I'm gonna get back into the questions and see what else people are asking. Um, so Adrian mentions coming here between these months of November to March because of all the Christmas decorations. From my understanding, Philippines does Christmas right, and the Philippines does Christmas very early, and everybody loves to sing because the huge majority are Christians or Catholics. I'm not really sure about which. I don't know the difference, but the religious, they really love decorating everything. They love singing, and Christmas is a big thing in the Philippines. So if you're coming, you can come between those months. When do you think Philippines will lift the vaccine requirements? Kokari, I don't know, bro. Philippines is very, very conservative when it comes to Actually, I was surprised when they even allowed tourism at such open doors. Basically, we just have to be vaccinated and being proving a negative test. I don't know. I have no idea. I haven't been following the Philippines vaccine requirement news. I would assume at some point they'd have to remove it because so many Americans, especially, are not vaccinated that want to come here. Um, so I don't know. Maybe with the new government, I think it's ending this month, right? The new government takes control. Maybe that can be their new initiative to make coming to the country easier without vaccines. I'm not really sure. Alan Buzita says, "Hi Alex, where's the palm today?" Palm is actually on a bus right now. She's on a bus back from Oslo. She went down south with her friend, and she unfortunately got stung by jellyfish. So her lip is like this big, and her body's full of like those jellyfish, jellyfish. Man, you can tell I'm not like, wow. So this is where I'm starting to fall asleep at around 1 hour mark of live stream. So she's on a bus right now, getting back from Cebu City to from Oslo to Cebu City, and she's been stung by jellyfish. So she's gonna be like all swollen up when she gets back. She'll be back probably tonight or tomorrow at some point. Um, what's next? Let's get back into whoa, Alan. Thank you so much, bro, for the 100 peso, 30 Canadian dollars. I appreciate that. Much love to you. First bump. So that's where she is, Alan. What's next? Let me go back all the way up to these questions, guys. Sorry, just bear with me. I'm trying to read everyone's comments. Oh my goodness, I missed a whole bunch. Don Murphy, HSBC in Cebu, you can withdraw 40,000 per transaction. The exchange rate is good. Okay, so Don, that's a very good tip because here, because it costs 250 pesos every time you withdraw money from an ATM, certain ATMs, certain banks have a limit on how much you can withdraw. So every time you withdraw, you're paying 5,555. It's going to add up if you're drawing 4 times at 10,000 pesos. But HSBC, according to Don, you can withdraw up to 40,000 and only just pay that one-time transaction fee, which is amazing. Thanks for letting me know, Don. I'm going to look into HSBC. Racer says, drink Gatorade. Okay, Kalkati, is the beach walking distance from you? No, sir, it is not. About a 40-minute drive into Lapu-Lapu, and I got to admit, it's probably one of the worst beaches I've been into as far as a public beach goes. That's one thing. I have to make a Filipino friend that teaches me how to like do beaches properly here. So we'll find that out soon together. Um, What's next? Maury says, what's the easiest way to find a woman to marry in the Philippines? To marry? Why you want to marry somebody so fast? I mean, that's your business. But easiest way to go online, go to church here. You can find good women apparently. Um, Go online. Everybody's online these days. Make an account, one or two online dating sites. Be very upfront. Say, this is what I want. This is what I'm offering. I'm sure you get tons of messages. Go on a few dates with some of them, and then you got your wife there. Can't get easier than that. Um, the Corbanian Courier says, living abroad. Hello, I'm a new subscriber. I plan to visit the Philippines. I'm trying to learn all I can about the Philippines before. Your channel is just found yesterday. Enjoying, very informative. Thank you so much. I'm glad it's informative. I think the live streams are a bit more informative when it comes to like talking about it. Most of my content recently has been interviews with people and of course traveling to different islands. But any question you have, bro, send me a message. You can email me, ask me any questions. Um, Dave Shark says, where do you stay? Oh, where did you say we should stay? Ayala Park. Dave, I recommend you stay either near Ayala Mall, which is a business park, or IT Park. So, but that's if you want city life. If you want to be near the beaches, the water, and some of that stuff that you want to like, Lapu Lapu is where all the resorts are. So I don't know what your budget is. If you want like, so most people that come here for a week or two that want to stay at a resort, then I would say Mactan, which is the old Lapu Lapu Mactan. So check out those places. Um, Next, Freedom says, I forgot to mention I'm fellow Canadian as well. Have you gone on any dates with girls you've interviewed? Freedom bound. You trying to get me in trouble? Palm is watching this probably. Yes, I have. Oh, I want to say dates, but some of the people I interview, I just love their vibe or just the way they are. And yeah, of course, and I message them and we get together. Um, I see MCH. Been following you vlog ever since your Philippine series. I hope you can spend more time here and to get deeper with the culture and get to know more about the Filipinos. More power to you, Alex. I'm planning on doing that. I have a video coming out probably tomorrow, which I'm gonna be learning Bisaya. So learn to speak Filipino. It was a complete random video. I just took out my camera and I started just talking to the strangers, teaching me how to speak Bisaya. It's a lot of fun. I can't wait to share it. And I played basketball with some locals, which is amazing. I do a lot more off-camera stuff, but I don't want to be one of those people that uses like people's poverty to gain subscribers or like that shock factor. Oh, I'm gonna walk into this neighborhood, check out how poor they are. It's kind of I don't know. I don't feel comfortable unless I have a reason to do so. Like the basketball video, I walk through that neighborhood every day. I know those guys were waving. There's a different vibe, but I don't want to just do it for the purposes of doing it. I want to start with like trying to learn a few phrases, some languages, and try to eat some food that's local. I'm gonna build into that, go deeper and deeper. I was supposed to go to the province this weekend. One of my subscribers, a nice friendly guy with his own YouTube channel, Blair and Leah, they try to invite me to the province. I was gonna go and they're gonna show me around. I was very excited about it, but unfortunately he got into an accident and he really hurt his back. He was taken to the hospital. So I hope he's doing well now. He's at home resting. I hope he recovers. And I was gonna go see Calvin as well in San Carlos City. I haven't spoken to Calvin in a while. If you guys don't know, Calvin is one of the first guys I met here. His channel is called Sunshine Shoulders. He's got a huge following as well. So you can network here. Anyways, I'm getting off topic here. I don't know what I'm talking about. But yes, I'll definitely try to dive into the culture of the Filipinos much more. What's next? Let's see. TND Productions. Koreans travel in groups too. It's like a little Korean village wherever they are. They go. Muhammad Kelly. Okay, so a twist of fate. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the $10. Getting your nice Filipino girlfriend to cook and take care of you, brother. Okay, hey, that's the Palm is a great cook too. So I don't know. I need to learn how to actually cook. Like I know how to cook, but I don't have some of the ingredients that I want. Like I'm very spoiled when it comes to like all my sauces are pre-made, all my spices are pre-spiced. So like when I was cooking in Canada, everything came in packages. So I don't know if you really call that cooking, but I think it's time consuming and yeah, just lazy. I can't think of any good reasons, but a twist of fate. Thank you so much for the $10 donation. And you're right, getting a girlfriend to cook for you would be a dream come true. So Very good point, and I'll definitely consider it. Thank you. Going back to the questions, where are we? Oh my goodness. Sorry, guys. Give me a second while I try to catch up with some of these comments. Muhammad Kali says you're nearly 20,000 subscribers. You're going to reveal your ethnicity origin once you reach that amount of subscribers, right? Or did you reveal it already? I haven't revealed it. I will keep my promise. If we hit 20,000 subscribers on the channel, I will reveal my ethnicity. Although I'm Canadian, many people are curious of where I'm from originally. So, guys, if you yet to subscribe to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Let's get to 20,000 so I can tell everybody where I'm from. We'll do another live stream. I'm going to have a poll on the channel with a list of countries, and you guys can try to guess which one I'm from, and it'll be a fun thing. Of course, it doesn't matter where you're from. We're all humans, and I love every single one of you guys. So, but it's just a fun thing to do, and I think it's a good way to interact with my community, with the people. Guys, I don't see you guys as subscribers, like I do, but I see everyone here as friends, someone I talk to on a regular basis. So I appreciate you guys joining the channel. Let's continue to read some more comments. King says, "Hi, sir. Hi, sir. Hi, sir. Hi, sir. Hi, sir. Hi, sir. Hello, King. Nice to have you here." Green Heaven. What's up, Alex? Not much. Green Heaven. I see a soccer ball. You a football fan? Who's your team? Who are you representing? Are you watching the preseason games? I love football too. Racer says blocked. Don't worry, Racer. People are just having a good time. He just wants me to recognize there's so many comments, but yeah. No trolling today, guys. Don't troll. Be nice. Teresina says, is gym popular there? How much per month or a year? Gym is popular here. Maybe not as much as some other countries. I think people have bigger things to worry about, different things to do. There's open like parks and stuff. Here, gym is actually expensive. It's about 60 US dollars a month if you want to go to the gym. That's why I took this place. If I could save $3, if I could save 3,000 pesos a month, why not? I'm sure there might be some cheaper ones if you look around, but then you have to like take a taxi, a bus, or a bike there anyways to go back and forth, and then that's going to be costly every day. So gym is around 3,000 pesos a month here. Fitness, life, fitness something, the popular one. I don't know what it's called, but the main gym here in Business Park and ILM and IT Park is about 3,000, which is 60 USD. John Toscano, I watch your videos a lot. I like him. You like me? It's John from Houston, Texas. Hello, John. Welcome to the channel, bro. Thank you for that compliment. I'm glad you're enjoying it. T&D Productions, I put my channel link in your community page comments for this stream. Okay, I'll take a look. T&D Production, why don't you post your link right here, right now, so everyone can see it, and they could probably subscribe, and I can see it too. RLV says, in Cavite area, you can rent a decent house for $80 to $100 a month. Really? Oh, my God. Why am I living in Cebu City? See, this is why it's important to make Filipino friends. They're saying you can rent a place for $100 a month, a decent one. Very nice. Green Heaven Alex, it's good to bring money or debit card. I definitely, in my opinion, bring debit cards. Don't bring lump sums of cash. It's 2022. You can access your money very easily from any ATM here. Do not bring a lot of cash. Just bring enough to basically you have from the airport to your hotel and maybe the next day. I would not bring too much money with me. The Corbanian Courier says, living abroad. Yes, my sister-in-law, who Canadian, introduced those. Love them. Okay, glad to hear. Kakalti, reason I ask about the budget is because I have 500 a month passive income. So if my other income sources disappear, I want to know that I can survive on 500. Yes, definitely. $500 a month is survivable. As we just read, you can go to the different places like Cavite, which is $80 to $100 a month for rent. And then you have about $400 left. You could do a lot with $400. Yeah, definitely. If you're in that situation, $500 you can survive. That's a great amount of passive income. Muhammad Kali says, can you see yourself living in the Philippines long term compared to Thailand? Yes, I can. Mainly because it's a lot easier to live here for 3 years without having to do anything as a tourist. Thailand is a lot of red tape you have to jump through. It's a lot more costly. You need to have a retirement visa, student visa, self-defense visa, something. You can only stay up to 30 days, and then you can only extend it one time, so 60 days without having to do a visa run to a neighboring country. So yeah, I could see myself living in the Philippines long term, just simply because of the visa, even if nothing else. Yusuf Amr Habib says, "Oh, I hate I said the Christians. I hate Christmas. I'm Christian, believe it or not. December is bad enough here in Canada." Yeah, it depends on your thoughts about Christmas. It could be a good thing or a bad thing. Whoa, 105 people watching this 80 likes, guys. Let's even these out. 100, 100. It look good for me, anyways. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. I'm getting slower and slower with my energy. If you haven't been able to tell, let me have a sip of my water, and I'll jump right back into the questions. Anything you guys want to know, just ask, and I'll be happy to answer. The Corbanian, I thought I had removed restrictions for now. No, you cannot come here unless you're vaccinated. Last I heard, but that was like a couple weeks ago, so I'm not really sure. Freedom Bound, what has shocked and surprised you the most about Philippines, having been there and traveled around a bit? Huh? What has shocked me and surprised me the most? Um, just trying to think. I think although I knew how friendly the people were, I'm still kind of surprised by the degree of friendliness, like how friendly some people here are. Like not only Western, I mean, not only Filipinos, but foreigners, everyone here, I think they love life a little bit more. They're happier. Therefore, they interact and engage with me on a level that I wasn't expecting. So that's really surprised me. And like, believe it or not, I've been vlogging, YouTubing for over a year now, and I'm still camera shy. Like, I don't know if you could tell in the videos, but I don't like being on camera. Even this is okay because like I'm not in public. This is my home, my comfort zone. I feel comfortable here. But out in public, I still feel a little bit corny. I'll be honest. It's just something I can't get over. It's just maybe because how I was raised, my upbringing. I don't know, but I can't be out there like being 100% myself yet. But here, it's a lot easier to do that because people are friendly. They're waving, so I don't feel that pressure sometimes. Even if I'm in the middle of like a bunch of people, I feel really. I don't feel that tension I might feel somewhere else, or that worry, or that anxiety that much. So over here, because people are so friendly, it's a lot easier for me to do that. So I think the friendliness level of the Filipinos has really like surprised me to that degree. Um, what's next? Yo, bro, you're back. Zeph, I am back. Andy says, "Hey, Alex." Hey, Andy Perez. Muhammad Kali says, "Did you play high school or college basketball back in Canada? Those kids in Cebu called you Kyrie Irving." I didn't. I was just like playing in the streets. I don't know if you guys know, but I grew up in North York, a really predominant, strong area when it comes to like basketball. Just like something I did with the kids, the local kids. We all just love playing basketball, and I don't know. But that was it. I did not play high school ball. I just play high school soccer, and that's it. I just street move, street baller. That's it. Frank Ellis says you can get Lays in the foreign expat markets like SM Mall. You can get Lays here everywhere. I just don't have the flavors that I want. I haven't seen the flavors that I am used to tasting. That's all. But thank you for the tip. I'm gonna actually Rustin's here is a really good supermarket. Rustin's is a little bit more expensive, but they have a lot of different things that I don't see in other supermarkets. Okay, guys. Sorry, I just have to go through all these questions. Give me a second, guys. Oh, I'm so behind. Okay. Oh, I'm still getting questions. Here we go. Chasing Mavericks here. Good morning. Hello. Huey999. Hey, how much for 1 hour private video call? With me? How much do you want for an hour of my time? An hour is a long time, so I will charge you, sir. Talk now, Canada at gmail.com. I don't I don't promote this. I don't advertise it, but I do actual like so consulting, let's say, right? So many people have a lot of questions, and if I'm not live stream, I can dedicate an hour to somebody. If you guys want to send me an email, have a video call, I put my email there. Send me an email. We'll talk details. Money's not important, but I'll give you my rates, and if you guys want to talk, great. So that's what it is. Talk now, Canada. We could discuss the rates. I don't know because yeah, actually, I'll be honest. I'll just tell you guys what I charge. So I'm not a try to be shady person. I charge about 50 US dollars for an hour of consulting when it comes to Thailand or the Philippines. Anything from how to rent an apartment, how to get here, visa, meeting women, withdrawing money, everything we're talking about on this live stream, of course, but in a lot more detail with actual names and websites and whatever. So it's not just general stuff, it's more in depth. And yeah, $50 an hour of my time for a video call or a phone call if you don't feel comfortable face to face. If you have any personal questions, in-depth questions, you want to talk about relationships, you want to talk about just the dating culture here, or like not trying to get taken advantage of if you're trying to rent an apartment, what to look for, things to watch out for, meeting other expats, all this other stuff that it's just too much to talk about in a live stream. You can send me an email and we'll have like a one-on-one 1 hour call. Who's next? What's next? Do you run into any atheists there, or everyone really religious? What do you think of atheists? That's a really strong. That's a really serious question. I don't think anything of anything. Like if you're atheist, good for you. But I have not run into as many as other countries. Even though they're religious here, they're not very conservative in a way that they believe in God, but they still do whatever they want. God is just a part of their. This is just my own experience. Like that's just part of their lifestyle, but it doesn't control it as much as some people might think. So somebody might go to church, and after church, they are who they are. Like so. Don't let that. It's not a big deal. Our Spring 922. Outside of the cities, the use of the taboo in the CR is often uncomfortable for foreigners. Yeah, oh, of course. This is still a developing country, guys. So if you're not within the city itself or the malls or cafes, taking a shit in the province is going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be a hole in the ground with a lot of the dirtiness going on. There's never any toilet paper. You got to wipe your ass or wash your ass, something like that. So make sure you have toilet paper when you go on the outskirts of town. Bring that stuff with you. This is not a shock factor to me. It's a common sense kind of thing, but maybe for some people that haven't traveled, of course. So let me take that back a bit. Yeah, so if you're coming to the Philippines and if you're going outside the city center, be sure to have some toilet paper with you. Some of the toilets, they charge you 5 pesos or 10 pesos to use anyways, some of the public ones. Somebody's watching it to make sure that people pay to go inside. It's not much, so have some change with you. I have toilet paper with you, and you might be a little bit thrown back if you're just used to Western style toilets. So you're gonna have to take a squat over a hole and do your business and wipe your ass with some toilet paper or water that's provided there, and that's it. So good point. What's next? Dave says jellyfish larvae. Yeah, I think they're like plankton. I don't know what they are, but she got hurt swimming yesterday. Got to get back to work. Catch the replay later. Take care, everyone. Palam. Goodbye. See you later, bro. Or I don't know if you're a guy or a girl. Thank you so much, Corbarian Carrier. Yusuf says, I was married, then divorced in less than 2 years. Marriage, guys. Whoa. Let's talk about marriage, right? I don't know who's married, who's not married, but for me, at this stage of my life, marriage is a scam. I don't need to sign a piece of paper to be with somebody. If I love somebody, if I want to live with them, we have mutual respect. It is what it is. Like, why do you have to get married? If you're a religious person, maybe in that sense you want to get married. But for me, no benefit comes to me marrying someone, whether Canadian, Filipino, Thai, Jamaican, whatever. I don't see what benefits me as a man marrying a woman. I'm just saying they get all the rights anyways. In Canada, for example, if you live with someone for 6 months as a common law partner, she has every right that a married woman would have. So why would I go through all the paperwork, all the unnecessary spending $40,000-$50,000 on a wedding that you're going to forget, want to invest that money into a house or property, rent it out, and live off the passive income eventually in the future. So marriage to me is not something, important. Eraser says, go to the mall, smile, and make eye contact. Yeah, very easy, guys. Smile at somebody, they're going to smile back at you. Be confident. You are the prize in the Philippines, generally speaking, just because you are a very interesting person to some people. You're a foreigner, and let's not downplay the fact that some women here from some lower income families would love to be with a foreigner because that's just a great way to get in a better situation in life. And same with you as a foreigner, you get to have an attractive woman that wants to be with you. So it's like a fair trade. Yusuf says, never getting married again. Good idea. Florence. So Mio. Hi, Alex. With regards to chips, they are all available big supermarkets in Manila as they have an international aisle. You could find everything there. Oh, I understand for sure. So international, what is wrong with my eyes? I'm still waking up. So in the Philippines, Lay's is they're everywhere. Even 7-Eleven has Lay's. But I think Canadian flavors are very hard to find in some of these supermarkets. And Canada has some like specific flavors like chicken wing, poutine, or ketchup. I know that might sound weird, but I just enjoy them. What's next? Business park or IT park? Oh, that's me. I'm reading my own comment. That's pretty funny. Wow, I'm so behind, guys. So sorry, guys. I'm like at least 10, 15 minutes behind these comments. Please bear with me while I read them, or just feel free to use the super chat, super stickers. If not, just give me a second, please. Green Heaven says, Alex, I was asking if it's good to bring cash dollars instead of debit cards. I know what you were asking. Bring both, but bring debit cards and credit cards more than cash because I would not want to travel with large sums of cash with me. You don't want to lose it. You don't want someone to take it, and it's just a lot easier and better to bring a credit card, in my opinion. So Huey's gonna go to the Philippines for the first time. ATM cards and credit cards, best adult dating sites. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and remove that. I think that's a spam. I'm just gonna remove it from the channel, bro. Sorry, someone here is promoting an adult dating site. How do I? Oh, here we go. Hide user from this channel. There we go. Sorry, guys. This guy's spamming everything here now. Another block. Yep, you're right. How many times have you been to the Philippines? This is my second time. I came here the first time in 2019 when the pandemic just happened. But of course, with the whole all the lockdown and stuff, I don't really count that time, to be honest. Oh, you guys are talking to each other. Sorry, they're talking to me. In March, I'll be in Cebu. I have no problem. Freedom Bound says, what was the catalyst that encouraged you to quickly quit your job, travel, or something? Freedom Bound has a great question. Now, this is for all the younger people, not really younger, anyone really. So he says, basically, what made you quit your job and to travel, and what was something? Was it something specific, and how long did you plan for, and how did you pull the trigger? So for me, ugh, growing up, I always enjoyed traveling. So I'd have 2 weeks off a year from work, and I'd travel to places like anywhere. Like my first place in 2012, I think, was Thailand, and then from then every year I went to different countries, and I started falling in love with traveling, interacting with people, the food, the culture, the history, and to do this full time was something I could only dream of. Right. So for me, it was always the back of my mind. So in relationships, in work, and everything I did in life, I was always thinking about getting away. So for me, I missed all the feelings I had from traveling. I missed all the smells, the flavors, the taste, and the cost of living. And because I'm not married, I don't have any kids, and I just didn't see a reason why I'd have to stay in Canada. Some of my family's in Europe, and so it wasn't something that I needed to stay in Canada. And while I was working every day, I had a great job. I did everything I was supposed to do. So I went to school, I got a job, I got a house, I had a car, a dog. I was in a very good relationship, and it just still wasn't happy. I'm like, what is going on here? So I sat down and thought to myself, what do I really want to do? And one day I just at work, and like, I just didn't want to do it anymore. So I looked for jobs online. At the time, this was like 2015 or 2016. Teaching English online wasn't as popular as it is now. Teaching English abroad was. People went to China, people went to Vietnam, people went all around the world, Saudi Arabia, to work at schools, get paid, but they had to live there. That wasn't going to solve my problem. I wanted to travel. So for me, I found a Chinese company that was offering $30 an hour teaching English. I'm like, whoa, that can't be real. Like, that's crazy. But for a month, I did both jobs. So I worked for that company to make sure. Oh, water splashed on my face. This is not tears, guys. I'm not crying. So I worked for that company. When I knew the job was legit, I got my first paycheck. I decided, you know what? That's it. I quit my job. I was working right downtown Toronto. I had a job that people would love to have. I had a house. I had everything, but I wasn't happy. And at the time, my girlfriend was unhappy as well because she could see I was like not fully committed. I was one foot in, one foot out. So we decided to break up. And after that, I'm like, yeah, it doesn't make sense. Everything was lined up for me to travel. I had an online job. I had no commitments of any kind. I was a Canadian with a Canadian passport, a native English speaker. I had all these advantages, all these privileges that it would make no sense for me not to take advantage of it. So I decided to take a big leap, and I've been traveling for the past 3 years, like full time, and that's how I did it. So if you guys want to do the same, I recommend have a plan. Don't just willy nilly come here. If you don't have passive income, if you don't have an online job, if you don't have all these things that are in place, then you might struggle a bit. You don't want to come here to the Philippines and work for Filipino pesos because your standard of living from the West and the salary here is not going to match. So you might be a little bit unhappy. So I recommend working somewhere in the US or Canada or Europe or anywhere where it has a strong currency. Earn that currency online if you can and spend it here. And that's all I can say. That's my life story. So what's next? My ass is getting sore on the seat, guys. Over an hour and 15 minutes, guys. Take a quick second, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Hit the like button, and let's continue about why I love the Philippines as a Canadian living here. Everything's great for me. I have like zero daily concerns. Like, every day I wake up happy. I wake up without an alarm clock. Could you imagine that? Waking up whenever you want. Although I'm tired, I still wake up without an alarm clock. I do nothing all day. I go to the gym, I go to the pool, I go to a cafe. Everybody says, "Hello, Sir Alex." There's the other thing I love with the Philippines. People here have respect for the elders. And I'm going to say that as general. Now, respect for the elders, and also they appreciate you as a person. I feel like anyone I meet here, I don't know if it's I'm smiling. I don't know because if I'm a foreigner. I don't know why, but people just always happy when they see me. I'm happy when I see them. I've made several friends that are just like, they're not friends, but like acquaintances, kids, right? They always say, "Hey, Alex." They all chasing me, fist bumping me, and it's not because I give them money. Once in a while, I might, but that's not why they do it, because it's only one kid I usually give money to. So it's not about the money. They're not begging. They're always just like high fiving me because they see me walking every day. And I think the day I played basketball with some of the guys, some people came and watched, so now they all know me. So they're waving. Everyone's smiling. So it's a great lifestyle here, to be honest. Um, what's next? Huey999, I guess you're new to the channel, is asking my ethnicity. I'll reveal that when we hit 20,000 subscribers. Raquel says, don't get Filipinos to be your maid. Filipinos are naturally caring and loving. Yeah, they are. I mean, yeah, I don't think anyone thinks that way. Maybe they do. I don't personally. I don't think of my girlfriend or wife or whoever to be my maid. I just want someone that doesn't give me a headache. So lets me do what I want in my life. And if they want to join me, then great. Um, a racer says he's Chinese born in the U.S. Donach, you prefer to live in Thailand or in the Philippines? I've covered that several times. Rafael says, are you getting bigger, man? You are getting bigger, man. You mean like physically or the channel? You call me fat? I was just kidding. Thank you. Huey says, I'm going to Cebu in September to swim with the whale shark. Solo trip. Is it safe to do that? Yes, 100%. Safety is not a concern here in the Philippines. I made a video specifically about that. So check that out on the channel. You have no worries here in the Philippines with safety as a foreigner, from my experience. Oslo is about, I think, 2 hour drive from here, maybe no 4 hour drive. I don't know, I can't remember. But it's a beautiful place. It's a beautiful place to see the whale sharks. You can also see the whale sharks in Boho. So it was a once in a lifetime experience for me to swim with these giant whale sharks. Now that I know I may not do it again, ethically speaking, I think they feed them and all this other stuff. But at the time, I had no idea. But yeah, that's a whole other topic. But yeah, it's safe for sure. Rose, do you have a favorite vlogger in the Philippines? I do not. I don't follow other vloggers. I can care less about what they do. I don't compare my lifestyle to other people's. I never get jealous of anyone. I don't care about how fast they're growing, or I've had someone say, "Oh, you're not big because so and so has this many vlogs or subscribers." I'm like, good for them. But you guys, whoever is on my channel, that's my community, that's my friend, that's the group of people I try to focus on. But trying to see my favorite vlogger, I remember I used to watch Finn Snow. He was one of the first YouTubers I watched before I started making videos, and he was living here. I like Calvin, of course, from Sunshine Shoulders, that I met him. He's a great guy. His audience, I think, is a little bit older. People looking to retire in the Philippines. I can't really relate to some of the stuff right now. And so Calvin's channel is great, Sunshine Shoulders. Um, Dorcas, I met her. She's of course amazing. She has a Filipino boyfriend, so she has amazing energy, positive all the time. Her laugh is contagious. She's doing good things with her 2 channels now. She has, so you guys can check out those guys. Aside from that, I'm trying to think someone that I follow. Not really. I don't like. That's it. I met Mergum at the food court. Mergum's very different from me and the way he does vlogs. He puts out videos every day. So he's doing his thing over there. But yeah, aside from that, nothing or no one specific. Um, what's next? Muhammad Khalid says, any chance on collaborating with fellow Canadian Kulas becoming Filipino? As he replied to you. So yeah, if you guys remember, I emailed Kulas one of the first days I came here because many of my subscribers kept mentioning his name. He never got back to me, so the guy's busy. He's got over 1 million something subscribers. I don't take it personally. And then as I kept making videos and my channel kept growing, more and more people kept mentioning Kulas, Kyle. He's Canadian. Meet up with him. So I sent him another email. I said, "Hey man, I just noticed that many people are saying we should collaborate. I'd love to get with you because he's like really dedicated to becoming a Filipino. His vlogs are amazing. His videos are great. He's got great content. So I would love to meet him. Why not, right?" So um, the second day after that, I decided to make a challenge. I was gonna make every day one short, asking him to meet me because I didn't think he saw my email. I'm sure he got so many people reaching out to him, right? So I'm still not taking it personally. He emailed me back with a very nice professional email, and he was very friendly. He was very kind. He responded to me saying exactly why he had no time right now. He's traveling on a motorbike. His girlfriend was coming, and no hard feelings, of course. He doesn't owe me anything, at all. So yeah, I tried to reach out to him, but right now he's got so many things going on. He's traveling, God knows where, on his motorcycle. So for that reason, I will not be interviewing him. But yeah, I tried, and he has no time right now and no hard feelings. Some people mention, oh, he's too big. No, it has nothing to do with that. The guy's busy. I respect him. I respect his time, and that's it. What's next? Watching from Ontario, Canada. Take care always. Thank you, Kirs Batista. Kirs Batista. Okay, Ontario, my home province. Excuse me. RLV, September starts Christmas season here. You'll see decorations in malls. Wow, that's super early. Another vlogger with great content is Mike's Philippines Journey. Thanks, Racer. Rafael Reyes, fitness first is 5,600 for 3 months. Okay, that's not bad. I wonder if it's fitness first around here somewhere. A twist of fate, big wad of cash is asking for trouble. Yeah, exactly. You're walking around with big wad of cash. There's people here struggling to earn a living. So I don't even blame people for robbing you. If you're that like clueless to walk around with a big wad of cash, then you should expect trouble for sure. Um, Teresina says, Rafael Reyes, you have the name of the gym. A twist of fate. I would love to see the nightlife in Cebu. The reason why I don't cover nightlife is two specific reasons. One, for me, I'm a boring guy. I don't go out at night at like clubbing, bar hopping, even like rooftop decks. I I don't know. I've lost interest in that for some reason, just because of the vibe and the crowds that are usually there. And I don't drink. And my camera is not good for night quality. So all these things put together, I don't really do night content. Not that I will not in the future, not that I don't like it if someone invites me, but I don't personally don't go out of my way to do any of that. But nightlife is big here. There's Icon, a club here. A lot of locals go there. There's Verified Lounge right on top of Avenue Condo, which is awesome. The Seda Hotel has got a rooftop. There's 88th Avenue right next to me that has got a couple of nice bars. And there's IT Park where there's Jubas and other live performances, and Park Social and IT Park as well. There's a bunch of nightlife options here. I just don't care for it, but you guys will love it for sure. TND Productions. I tried assessing Monet from an AYM 3 years ago in Cebu, but it didn't accept my MasterCard. Okay, so he's trying to Monet. I thought talking about like the artist Monet. So my man TND Production was trying to get some money from his ATM, but it didn't work. I tried a different one. Maybe your Mastercard is restricted. Huey999, you have Snap Racer, just like Huey. No, Larry Lindsay. How about talking to the men? They're so. Let me just try that again. Apparently, I can't read. How about talking to the men there so we can know what is going on the way are so many single women in the Philippines and send the money to yourself for money grant. So Larry Lindsay says, how about you talk to the men in my interviews, I assume, so they know why there's so many single women here. I'll tell you, this is going to offend a lot of people, but I'm just going to tell you guys what Filipino women have told me during my interviews or during me meeting people. A lot of them say that Filipinos are irresponsible and they're not very stable financially. Now, that is a very broad brush of why someone might be single, but I think maybe I don't know why, but those are some of the reasons why some people have told me. But Dave Chappelle, actually, the comedian, has a really good sketch on why there are so many women outside the Philippines working and sending money back to their husbands or children within the Philippines. I don't want to get into that, but I don't know why there are so many single women. I think if you go to any country though and ask people, there are going to be a ton of single women anywhere. Here, I think from what people have told me, Filipino guys are lazy. Filipino guys are unstable. They don't have financial stability. So if any Filipino guys are on here, please let me know if that's true, or if that's a very stupid thing to say. I don't know. I'm just gonna relay what I've heard from other people. Um, and you could send money to yourself through Western Union, but I wouldn't. I mean, there's so many options. That's the name of the gym. Do you do solo trip? Huey, yeah, you could do solo trips, but you'll be joined with other people that are solo tripping as well. I recommend joining solo trips on Facebook groups. You can put your name down, and you and a bunch of other people will go on these trips. Um, Huey says, "Oh, Jason thinks I'm from Spain. I'm not from Europe, so I'll say that." Huey, yes, the first 3 times I'll be meeting my long distance girlfriend in March. That's amazing. Good for you. Have you visited Busai, top of Cebu? Oh yeah, I did visit there. I went to top of Cebu. It's a beautiful place. You get a very nice view of the whole city. There's a really nice restaurant with fair prices there as well, right there called Top Cebu Restaurant, Cebu Tops Restaurant. Yeah, but guys, if you're gonna go to Tops in Cebu, be sure that you have a way back. So don't go up there on a taxi and expect to get a taxi back. There aren't many taxis up there. They'll negotiate prices. One tip I can give you is either even Uber doesn't work because cell reception is not really good up there, and not many, like I should say Grab, which is similar to Uber. Grab drivers will not go all the way up there to like get you. So try to use a motorbike to come to the main part of the city. Then you can take a taxi down to wherever you go. The motorbike price is about $3 US, 150 pesos to come all the way down from the hill to the main city area, and they drop you off at like a mall that's there. And you can take a taxi from there wherever you want to go. So guys, 107 people on this channel watching this live. Thank you guys for being here. If you have any questions, please write them down below. I still have a lot to get through, so please be patient and allow me some time to read everything. Sorry, guys. So I just removed this person from the channel spamming the questions. Guys, if give me a second here. Okay, so Terracini says that's reasonable to the $50 a month. Am I talking? I forgot what I'm talking about. Oh, sorry. That's for the 1 hour video call. So yeah, it's reasonable. Just like anybody else, my time is valuable, but I think what you will get from it is much more valuable than $50. So that's the price there for a video call for any consultation. I'm meeting her in September. Huey's going to meet his girlfriend in September. You can get lace ketchup and other rare flavors at Landers and SNR. Oh, really? Thank you, RLV. Landers, there's one nearby me, but I think I have to get a membership. So if you guys don't know, I think Landers is like Costco. There's a lot of like, you can buy items in bulk. I would stop sending her money till you meet her. Oh, yeah? I don't know where that's going. Good morning, bless. Arlene's here. Good morning, Arlene. Um, Racer says, I agree with it. Yeah, okay, Huey. It's 100 USD a month. We do talk daily. She seems to be really nice. Huey, yeah, I don't want to get into your business, but I would never send anyone any money until I meet them. That's just my own thing, but I don't know your girlfriend. I don't know your relationship with her. That's just my personal thing. Damn, dude. Be careful. Yeah, we're all saying the same thing because we all know what's up. It's not, we have nothing against you or your girlfriend. Girls are slick. Girls are tricky. Girls will make you feel like $1 million. So girls can say sweet words. Girls can spend a lot of time with you. Girls have nothing better to do sometimes, right here. Maybe they have no jobs, no school. All they do is talk to you and make you feel special. Maybe that's worth it for you. Maybe $100 a month to you is nothing when you feel love from someone across the world. We spend $100 on like a dinner with someone. So, yeah, is it really that much? Depending on what your needs are. But I'm just saying, be careful. Keep your feelings in check until you meet her. Racism. My girlfriend haven't asked me for money in long distance in 2 years because of the pandemic. Yeah. Mm-hmm. What is, he said, go to Tanke. You'll enjoy it there. Alpha, I don't know what that is. Um, Teresa says, Teresina says, was it difficult for you to adapt to the level of hygiene from Canada to the Philippines? What's a hygiene? 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 Do I not? I don't know this word, bro. What is hygiene? Hygiene? The Chinese? I don't know. What is hygiene? I think you mean hygiene. No, not difficult to adapt to any level of hygiene. It's just hot here. Wear some deodorant. That's all. Everybody else smells normal. Have you visited Busai? Yeah. Okay, so you don't make palm your main. Andy Perez. Thanks for the input, guys. You're welcome. Never get married, guys. Racist said Huey, AT and I are giving good advice. Alpha, which condo do you stay? So Alpha wants to know which condo I'm staying in. I'm staying here at Grand Residences. It's one of the newer condos. It's right outside IT Park, right across the street. They got a pool. They got a gym. Actually, it's a hotel now. So a part of this condo is hotel. A part of it is a regular condo. The name of the hotel is now Noble Hotel. You guys can check that out. Why is this tears coming out? I don't know what's going on. Is the AC too? Anyhow, that's that. Thanks, brothers. Yep. Huey, anytime. Brian is here. Says, have you adjusted to the heat in the Philippines? I have not, Brian. I'm sweating even with the air. I'm sweating in the shower, bro. It's too hot. TNE Productions. I'm a teacher in Korea now. Hey, awesome. A W Secrets to Success vlog. Are you still doing that online job? No, I am not. I am not doing that online job. Panda Stats. Does the Chinese company hire people to teach French? I don't know. I no longer work for that Chinese company. Panda Stats, the spammer is back. How is he back? I banned him from the channel. Yeah. Freedom Bound. Any specific items that are hard to come by in the Philippines that we should bring from Canada when coming to the Cebu? Yes, 100%. I would highly recommend you bring a lot of sunscreen, as much as you need. Some of the sunscreen here isn't good quality or is very, very expensive. For the good quality ones, they don't do the job the way they should, or they have like skin whitening components into it. So I highly recommend bringing sunscreen. Anything else aside from sunscreen is easily accessible and it can be found here. Um, Boohoo! Check out Big Shot Travel. He lives now. Okay. I think he lives here now. Calvin is awesome. I also like Filipino P. Calvin is awesome. Filipino P, I've watched some of her videos, TND Production, and of course you too. Oh, thank you. France Percio says, I envy you now. I know that the feeling of waking up anytime you need to, alarm clock. I'm New York, but I'll be back in August next month. Yeah, friends, nice to have you on the channel, bro. And you come next month. I think we met, right? Racer says TND. I beg to differ with the Calvin and P with some of the content. Yeah, depends on what kind of stuff you guys are watching, right? So some contents can be very specific to certain people. Just a thought: how long would you work a job you hated if you knew you can be free after that? Hmm. That's a good question. Depends how badly I hate my job. Like I work somewhere for a year, knowing I don't think I'll do more than a year because you're no matter what, your time is very valuable, and you can never make time, but you can make money, right? So I would not do more than a year somewhere I don't want to be in. RLV says Manila nightlife, all these places you guys can check that out. John Jur, the false. I'm a Filipino guy. Okay. So he says that's false. Why is that false? Can you tell me, John, why are so many Filipinas single? Or is that just blown out of proportion? Give us some reasons. Uh, Christians, speaking of Lapu-Lapu and beaches, best private beach is Shangri-La Resort. You can book an online for 2,000 pesos and then get to use 800 peso as credit at the restaurant, beach, water savings Boracay. Yeah, so thanks for that tip. Christian says you can book a Shangri-La for 2,000 pesos and use basically the beach that way. RZR, hey, Alex, would you try using StreamYard with like Calvin? I looked into that yesterday. I definitely would try to use it next time. I don't see the benefits of StreamYard. Well, I mean, I don't know the benefits of StreamYard. I think I like it because you can click on the comment and it pops up on the screen. I don't know the difference. I was gonna do it for this video, but I think I woke up too late and I want to get this kind of going before people go to sleep. But StreamYard is a good idea. I think it's a good way to do like bringing people onto your video. So if anybody wants to be a guest of StreamYard with me, we can do that. We can do StreamYard. I don't know why if like water keeps coming out of my eyes. I think the AC's like my eyes are drying out. I don't know what's going on, but it's like kind of nonsense. Am I sick? Am I dying? I shouldn't say that. Next, Muhammad Khalid said, however, there are also other majorities who are hardworking and honest living. You can see that with millions of overseas Filipino workers, they are hardworking, providing the family. Yeah, of course, Muhammad. Those statements, like I said, are just some things that Filipino women are telling me. For all I know, they're the lazy ones. I have no idea. Um, Muhammad Khalid, those hardworking and honest Filipinos are the future of their country. They keep the economy going. Overseas Filipino workers are considered heroes in the country. I can see why, for sure. RZR, I hate girlfriends from Philippines. She's trying to get to speak Philippines. She speak Bisayo, and I speak only Canadian. How can I learn? You only speak Canadian. That's funny. Yeah, that's you and a girlfriend's problem. I don't know, man. Just tell her you don't want to do it. One word at a time. Alex, are you using a VPN? I am not. Check out Cebu 101 YouTube channel. I'll take a look into that. Guys, I think I'm going to end this video. There's too many questions, not enough time, and my eyes are getting watery. The AC's drying out my eyes. I don't know what's going on. We answered a whole ton of questions. We can go on forever. You guys are so supportive. Thank you. Thank you for being here, each and every one of you guys. Thank you for writing comments. Thank you for engaging with me and watching these videos. Tomorrow's video, it's going to be of me trying to learn how to speak Visaya, which is dialect of in the Philippines here in Cebu City. So I'm going to try to like do my regular day routine and see if people want to like actually teach me how to speak some words. I think it's going to be fun. And that's it, guys. So if you have any other last questions, please ask them. If not, thank you guys once again and always. Uncle Cuddy says, if you ask a pretty woman in the U.S. why she's single, she'll probably say the same thing. All women want is the best. And as a foreigner, you're considered rich and the best. Well said, Kokari. Anyways, thank you guys for everything. I don't want to name everybody, but thanks everyone for your thoughts and your comments. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. StreamYard, huh? I should look into